In the dying days of 1939, the world teetered on the edge of chaos. A fledgling war tearing Europe apart. The seas belonged to the Royal Navy, its iron grip choking Germany's lifelines. In the heart of this maelstrom, a lone German tanker, the Altmark, drifted like a phantom in the South Atlantic. Its captain, Heinrich Dow, branded the vilest Nazi to ever sail, stood on the bridge, his eyes scanning the horizon like a hawk. His situation was dire. The Admiral Graf Spee, his warship protector, lay in ruins off Montevideo. Hunted, exposed. Dow faced a choice. Flee to South America and vanish. Or steer his ship, a vital cog in the Third Reich's machine, back to Germany. No matter the cost. But the real danger wasn't the British Navy closing in. It was brewing below deck, where desperation festered in the dark. Months earlier, the SS Clement, a British merchant ship, met its doom at the hands of the Graf Spee. Its crew, warned not to resist, defied orders. A frantic distress call, RRR, under attack, crackled through the airwaves before a German Arado seaplane swooped down, its machine guns shredding the deck. Captain Frederick Harris, bound by duty, stayed at his post as his ship burned. Taken prisoner, he watched from the Graf Spee's deck as his vessel sank into oblivion. The Graf Spee's reign of terror continued. It hunted relentlessly, sinking giants like the 8,000-ton SS Huntsman, laden with treasures from the Far East. Captain Hans Langsdorff, a commander torn between ferocity and honor, followed the old rules of war. Destroy the ships, but spare the crews. He plucked survivors from the sea, housing them with grim dignity. But his victories piled up, and so did his prisoners. The Graf Spee groaned under the weight. No space, no supplies, no options. Then, like a shadow on the horizon, the Altmark appeared. More than a tanker. It became a floating dungeon. Hundreds of British prisoners, nearly 300 souls, were herded into its suffocating holds. Locked in 10-foot cells. Airless, lightless. Their only reprieve a fleeting hour on deck. Stared down by German rifles. Dow, a fanatic loyal to the Reich, loathed them. To him, they were less than cargo. But Langsdorff's orders were clear. The Graf Spee prowled on, a master of deception, hoisting false flags to stalk its prey. When the Trevanion fell, its radio was silenced by a deadly salvo. Its crew joined the Altmark's wretched ranks. But the hunter was becoming the hunted. The Royal Navy's noose tightened. Langsdorff, sensing the end, made his ship a ghost, slipping through the Indian Ocean, circling Madagascar, covering 30,000 miles. Yet the Graf Spee was breaking. Its engines faltered. Its hull groaned. Home was the only option. Dawn, December 13, 1939. 3 British warships, the Exeter, Ajax, and Achilles, loomed on the horizon. Langsdorff could have run. He fought instead. The Graf Spee's 11-inch guns roared, hammering the Exeter's bridge, crippling its turrets. The Ajax staggered. Its rear guns shattered. Victory seemed close. But the British struck back with fury. 70 shells tore through the Graf Spee, killing 36, wounding 60. Battered, leaking, it limped to Montevideo. Uruguay, under British pressure, gave Langsdorff 72 hours. False rumors of a massive British fleet stoked his dread. He saw no way out. On December 17th, he ordered the unthinkable. Scuttle the Graf Spee. Explosions ripped through the estuary. The Atlantic's Predator sank in flames. Days later, in a Buenos Aires hotel, Langsdorff draped his ship's battle flag over his bed, donned his uniform, and ended his life with a single shot. The Altmark was now alone. Dow knew the British were coming. The prisoners, rescued from the Graf Spee and now free to talk, had exposed his secret. The Altmark was no tanker. It was a cage. Every British ship from Brazil to Norway hunted the ghost ship. Dow disguised it. Grey paint, fake structures, tarps to mask its silhouette. The English Channel was suicide. So he charted a perilous route. Around Iceland. Down Norway's neutral waters. Betting on diplomatic immunity. Below deck, the prisoners felt the shift. The air grew colder. The course pointed north. Germany meant camps. Or worse. Mutiny was whispered. But guns loomed overhead. Instead, they gambled on hope. In their fleeting moments on deck, they scribbled notes. Ship details, rough coordinates. Sealed them in bottles. And cast them into the void. The sea swallowed their pleas. Near Norway's coast, a patrol boat from the neutral nation approached. Officers boarded. Suspicious of Dow's loitering near Bergen's restricted waters. He lied smoothly. Just a tanker heading home. They found nothing amiss. Until a sudden uproar. From the Altmark's depths. Shouts and pounding echoed. Fourth Officer John Bateman rallied the prisoners. "Give it everything, lads." The Norwegians froze. Dow, unflinching, blamed the noise on machinery, claiming his crew was warming frozen winches. Skeptical but evidence-less, the Norwegians left. Dow's wrath was swift. High-pressure hoses blasted the prisoners. Then darkness. The lights cut off. But the Norwegians' report reached London. Churchill, First Lord of the Admiralty, saw the stakes. 299 Britons, trapped. He unleashed the 4th Destroyer Flotilla, led by Captain Philip Vian on the HMS Cossack, armed with 120mm guns and torpedoes. The destroyer was small but lethal. The mission: find the Altmark. Drag it to open water. Board it. Free the prisoners. The hunt was maddening. Ship after ship. All dead ends. Then, February 16th. RAF Hudson spotted a grey tanker slinking south. Vian's fleet. Intrepid, Ivanhoe, Arethusa, surged forward. There it was. The Altmark. Guarded by 2 Norwegian gunboats. Vian demanded it head to international waters. Dow clung to Norway's coast, daring the British to cross the line. The Altmark fled into the Josingfjord. A narrow, ice-choked trap. Dow bet on neutrality. He was wrong. The Cossacks smashed through the ice. Norwegian gunboats barking warnings. Vian radioed back. "Fire if you must. We're coming through." No shots came. The Cossack closed in. The Altmark was stuck. Ice locking its hull. Vian's voice boomed. "Prepare to be boarded." Panic gripped the tanker. Germans burned papers. Wade scuttling the ship. But the prisoners below stopped them. Dow made his move. The Altmark's engines roared, its stern swinging to ram the Cossack. Vian swerved. The ships grazing with a screech. Lieutenant Commander Bradwell Turner leapt onto the Altmark. Revolver drawn. British sailors storming behind. Gunfire erupted. Bullets ricocheted off steel. The fight turned brutal. Bayonets flashed. Fists flew. Rifles cracked against skulls. The Germans fought like cornered wolves, defending their Reich's honor. But the British were relentless. One by one, the defenders fell. 4 dead, 4 wounded. 1 Briton lost. The Altmark's last gasp came as it ran aground, its hull grinding into the fjord's icy mud. It was over. The British descended into the holds. A voice cut through the dark. "Any English down there?" A roar answered. "We're here. Up you come. The Navy's here." From the shadows, 299 prisoners staggered out. Gaunt, filthy, but alive. Their smiles lit the night. They boarded the Cossack. Heroes reborn. Dow, defeated, watched his captives vanish under the Union Jack. The Cossacks sailed home. The rescued men waving, their cheers echoing across British shores. Norway protested, clinging to neutrality. Churchill didn't care. Berlin seethed. Hitler, humiliated, fast-tracked his invasion of Norway and Denmark. By April 1940, both fell to the Reich. The Josefjord became a Nazi stronghold. A German sign proclaiming, "Here, a British pirate struck the Altmark." But when the war ended, that sign was torn down, sent as a trophy to Wien. He smiled quietly, holding the proof of a night when 299 men tasted freedom. And Britain roared, "Never underestimate us."